Welcome back, y'all. Follow us as we go out to the lease and put a blind up and put a tree stand up for Jim and check on our feeders and cameras.
It was that big tree I was going to put sand in. So, kind of being close to the pinch point is if I'm going to post it.
Okay. As you spoke away, I couldn't hear what you said.
I said I want to be closer to the pinch point, so I'm thinking about over there by that. Now.
Again, you're speaking away.
You know, I have to watch out for snakes.
Well, don't do it right up against the mound. Do it up in there. Maybe. Doesn't have to be right up in there. It can be back this way a little bit. Now to find an easy way from the four-wheeler to the blind. Yeah, there's no easy way this way. This way isn't much better. So this way ain't much better. Alright. Mental note. Don't go that way. Try to find a better pass. Always be sure to wear your safety harness when you're going up into your tree stand.
So here we are at Brenda's tripod feeder again. The raccoons have really been hitting this feeder hard. So last week in our last video, we tried to put a little extra cage on the outside until I can, just to get through season, and then I can redo it all. Corn's not really thrown very far, and these don't work. From the videos we got, they figured out, and by all the muddy paw prints, they figured out how to get up on them anyway. In the videos, or the pictures, the coons are actually leaning from, climb up this tree right here and lean over and get a hold right here and climb up. And even though I have 10 on these, you can see the scratch marks in them, the coons still climb it from the pictures. Before we did this, which was last week, they would get up in there. Even though I've got 2 cages on this feeder, they could still get to the spinner. They spun, this feeder holds about 200 pounds of corn, and we had filled it up 2 weeks ago, and we come out here last week, it was almost half empty. and I don't throw that much corn. And now it's still a little right at half. So it stopped the problem, we hope. Hopefully we didn't get a whole lot of pictures this week. Hopefully there's a family group of does in here, and we know that they'll draw the bucks in. So put a salt block. So I started using salt blocks years ago, and they actually work really well. Since cows can't get in here, it's just the critters that are licking on it. So I know what I need to do. I need to put the cage on the outside. I think I can remount the legs to my feeder on the outside of the feeder with some metal plates and some bolts through it. That way I can put the cage around the drum, and then there won't be all this other cage on here, and the corn will throw better, and then the raccoons won't be able to stick their little paws in there. They're really smart critters. Our other feeder I got down in the bottom, I saw on YouTube where a guy tried buckets, and at first they were working. I hollowed the buckets out, cut a hole in them, and then cut the lip off the bottom of it so they wouldn't have nothing to grip on. And they were trying, and you could see them falling off and stuff because they were spinning. And then I saw a picture where one raccoon was stuffed up in the bucket, and the other raccoon was on top of the bucket trying to get to the spinner. So they really are, for a wild animal, they really are very, very intelligent. And once they figured out they could get over those buckets, it was amazing how many pictures of them on the cage. Now that cage on that feeder has different kind of legs on it, so I was able to put the cage on the outside of the drum, and they can't get to the spinner, but they crawl all over it. And even with you shaking it, you can see corn falls out. So if they can get on the feeders and shake them. So I saw another thing I'm going to try. I might not be able to do it to this one because unless I let it get empty, is to just get a big disc. We get 55-gallon plastic drums at work, and we just throw them away. So I'm going to bring a couple of them home, and I'm just going to cut a big disc and drill a hole in the center of it, and then slide it. Put a couple of bolts in there so it'll spin. And if the disc is big enough, I don't think they can get up it. But if they get on top of it, hopefully it'll tump and they'll tump off of it. But as expensive as corn is, before it just used to be funny, but now as expensive as corn is, and we want to feed the deer, I know whatever throws on the ground, the raccoons can get, and that's fine and stuff. But we've got pictures of this particular feeder. There were 6 coons in here one time, and one of the does come in here, and 2 of the coons stood up like this and had their teeth showing. The next picture, the deer was gone. So some people may find it hard to believe, but the raccoons will chase the deer off because deer is such a timid animal anyway. It's still green right now, even though we got a lot of dead vegetation because it's been a bad drought. But the pictures of the deer we've been getting, they look healthy for this time of year. It's the end of summer. Actually, today it was 61 degrees this morning. It's only supposed to be 80. And tonight it's supposed to go down to 56, but we have to go to work tomorrow. So anyway, see y'all next time. Take care. 2,700 pictures in a week.
2,700.
I don't know what's wrong with it. The only thing I saw was the sensor was on high, so I put it on normal, but it wasn't in field scan mode. I don't know. So this is one of my first cameras. It's a Bushnell, not sponsored, but it's been a really good camera. It's probably 10 or 12 years old. For some reason, it's taking pictures every 2 minutes.
Lot of nothing.
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with it. So the only thing I could see was the sensor was on high, so don't know. No, I still got 2 foot. No, that says 1.
Here's the buckets that he was talking about earlier. But it's still got little prints on the top of them up there.